This is the briefing for Tuesday, August 11th. Well, the day before the release of CPI numbers, we are still in an area of rotation or pause. As you can see here, 5 days of rotation is what we've been in. Now, what's important here, and I covered it in last night's briefing, is the fact that potentially we have an upper extreme here at around the 776 area, which a break of that would then suggest the potential for another leg to the upside. A break of the support area at 767 would suggest then a greater degree time and price counter trend rotation. The same thing is true in the Qs. This is the upper extreme. This is 727 area, and the lower extreme is the 710 area. And in the IWM representing the Russell, upper extreme comes in right around the 302, 303 area. And then, of course, the lower extreme comes in the 298 area. So those are the areas of good trade location. Should the market decide tomorrow that the CPI numbers are bullish or bearish, you certainly want to be looking for a trade above or below those key reference areas. And keep in mind one other thing, and at least the way I manage my trades is if by chance we get a break to the upside and I go long, I do not want to see the market back much below this key reference area, which right now is resistance, but on a breakout would become support. So I would put my stop somewhere just below that area there and then follow it up, getting it to break even as soon as I can. So watch what happens tomorrow, 8:30 Eastern time, and then of course we'll see what happens in the pre-market between 8:30 and 9:30 Eastern time, and then it'll be more important as to what happens in the 9:30 day session when that opens. Now, looking at where we are in terms of the longer term, you can see the longer term development here. This is the rotation that we've been in. I just showed on the 60-minute chart. Volume down in the spiders pretty significantly again today. 52-week highs minus 52-week lows flat, and basically market breadth is flat in the NYSE. Same thing in the Qs, bumping up against this 727 area of rotation that we looked at on the 60-minute chart. Volume basically flat and breadth basically flat also in the NASDAQ. And in the Russell, you can see bumping up against this upper extreme. This would be the lower extreme right through here that I just showed you on the 60-minute chart. Volume down in the IWM, breadth in the Russell basically flat, only 409 shares. So really not a whole lot to talk about in today's trading, as the market and traders stood back waiting for the release of the CPI numbers in tomorrow's trading. In terms of overbought and oversold, we are neutral. And I want to point out that you can see the indicator is converged in a neutral position, but that suggests there's a tightening within the market, and potentially we're going to see a good breakaway move potentially tomorrow after the release of those numbers. Total volume in the NYSE, you can see, was down for the day. Basically flat also in terms of net volume, only 103,790 shares positive. And the same thing with the NASDAQ. NASDAQ volume basically flat in today's trading, and net volume really not giving us any much of an indication either. Now, the other thing I want to point out here is relating to the 10-year and 30-year note yields. And this is the 10-year, and this is the 30-year. So you can see here, I'm sorry, I got it backwards. This is the 30-year, this is the 10-year. So you can see here that, basically the rates are really bumping up against what was the most recent high. So it's going to be very, very interesting to see what happens with yields on the treasuries in tomorrow's trading. But until then, have a great night, and it should be a very interesting briefing tomorrow.